Who lives in a pineapple under the sea?
SpongeBob SquarePants!
Absorbent and yellow and porous is he.
Hello, everybody. This is 22 Tiger Dude, and I'm here with my guest star.
The sexiest man alive, J5, 3518. Alright.
And we are both here to review MermaidMan and BarnacleBoy 4, requested by Chris Rock 17.
MermaidMan and BarnacleBoy. Part 4. Donuts! No! Sorry. Today's episode, SpongeBob somehow meets MermaidMan, but somehow gets his mermaid belt and shrinks people Bikini Bottom to the size of marbles. Can SpongeBob find a way to stop the madness, to make it a wacky world? I enjoyed this episode, not just for the memes, but it is kind of a mean-spirited episode, and I do feel like it is kind of a downfall for the episode. I still think it's entertaining, just seeing what SpongeBob can do with Mermaidman's belt. And the good old, the most famous quote in the episode from Patrick, just change the M to Minnie and W to Wombo. Oh, I love that. Anyway, it's good that SpongeBob learns a lesson, but it's about responsibility and knowing how to be entrusted with your heroes. So I like that idea about it. The bad thing about it is it's mean-spirited.
My thoughts on MermaidMan and BarnacleBoy 4, it's okay. That's all it is. It's just an episode that I've watched, and I've moved on, and I forget a few minutes later that I even watched it. That's all it is. It's just a forgettable episode. It's one of the weaker MermaidMan and BarnacleBoy episodes, in my opinion. Don't get me wrong. It's entertaining. It helps me get through the time perfectly. It is watchable, but it just isn't the SpongeBob episode that makes it go, oh my god, this was fantastic. It just makes me go, whatever. So the good things about this episode is that when SpongeBob does start using the belt, that's entertaining to see. I did like those little bits. And then, I didn't really laugh that much in this episode. But what you said earlier, J5, that whole Wombo bullshit that Patrick came up with. That was very funny. I thought the ending was very funny. Mermaidman talking like he was SpongeBob's dad. That was very funny. And there were a couple more that stick out to me to being funny. But overall, I didn't really laugh that much. And the storyline, it's there. I definitely think it could have improved more on the writing. I did have a problem with it being very mean-spirited. I mean, okay, I understand everyone being mad because SpongeBob shrunk them. I really do. But getting revenge on him by going inside him and cutting out his cords, his body cords, like his heart, his brain, like that. It's just like, oh, it's so cringe-worthy to watch. Yes, SpongeBob made a mistake. He didn't deserve that kind of punishment, and I'll be honest, I did find myself really bored in some of the moments of the episode. Overall, it is one of the weaker MermaidMan and BarnacleBoy episodes I've seen, and I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. It's forgettable, but yeah, it's watchable.
I give it a 4 out of 5 stars. MermaidMan and BarnacleBoy, unite!
Now, me and J5 are here to review the episode Doing Time.
Apparently, Mrs. Puff, yes, SpongeBob's teacher, for some reason goes to jail from the events of a previous episode. Why? Because I don't know, Mrs. Puff deserves to be in jail. And for some reason, SpongeBob and Patrick want to bust her out. Ooh, creepy. Now, all they try to do is for SpongeBob and Patrick to find a way to break her out of jail. But to get out of jail, you know how the old saying goes, to get out of jail, they get into jail. So it's kind of this whole kind of Ocean's 11 parody of Mission Impossible. It's funny, it's goofy. I feel bad for Mrs. Puff, again. But seeing SpongeBob and Patrick go inside the most weirdest objects in this whole freaking jail, inside her soup, inside the fryer, through the walls, in a toilet, oh my god. I haven't heard dirty since Zack and Miri make a porno. Oh god damn. But I liked the episode. It was very funny. You feel emotion for Mrs. Puff. I know she hates the shit out of SpongeBob for all the shit he's done to her with being part of a boating school teacher. So I enjoyed it for that. The only flaw I had was actually none. I really think it's a very good written episode, and I'm glad to have seen it. All for the wrong reasons.
Doing time is very, very. Oh my God! It's so awesome. This is far superior to its other pairing. You know, like I said, that one was okay, but this one was absolutely terrific. This is a very well written episode to go along with very clever and such well done humor. Even when it focuses on humor, like that whole toilet bit, you know, because, you know, poop humor is kind of like the lowbrow in humor. You know, they managed to even make that seem clever, and that's hard to pull off. But the storyline was very well written because this episode is a little bit different than your usual SpongeBob episode, and which I really appreciate. It has this interesting, very odd point of view with Mrs. Puff being in jail and how she actually loves being in jail, mainly for one reason: not having to teach boating lessons with SpongeBob anymore. And I did love the concept of SpongeBob and Patrick having to buzz Mrs. Puff out of jail, but Mrs. Puff refuses. You know, there's all kinds of chaos. There's little things that kind of make you go, what the fuck? Especially what happens near the last couple of minutes. The last few minutes of this episode, holy shit, is it just... It's really bizarre. It really, really is. It's very well handled. It's well paced. It's very well constructed. There's plenty of humor for me to laugh at. Doing time is absolutely terrific. And then what's interesting about how the episode kind of closes, like usually with an episode, they kind of wrap things up and then, oh yeah, you're ending. But no, you get to Mrs. Puff going again and again to her screaming and SpongeBob driving. And the episode just kind of ends with her going, forget it. So it's all like they never finish the storyline, but they do it in a way that's funny and that actually works. You're just kind of like, huh? But when you think about it after it ends, it's really interesting. So doing time, I'm going to give this episode a 9 out of 10.
I give it a 5 out of 5. It's just perfect.
Comment down below your thoughts on the episodes, MermaidMan and BarnacleBoy 4, and Doing Time, and then also subscribe to J5351H channel. I will leave a link in the description below.
This is J5 signing off with Tony, and as always, when we come together like brother and brother, we always have
Tiger Power!